Awesome. So, how do we become millionaires? So, I actually was blessed enough to actually achieve that at around. I made my first million at around 24 years old. I was only able to really see it from my bank account at around 25, 26. So yes, that's around the age I managed to do this. But there's many things or many principles really that you need to go through so that you can actually start to achieve this for yourself. But today, because of the short time, I'm only going to tell you about one. But this one is going to be so important that really with this, coupled with some of the other things that you could do, you could really achieve amazing things. Even if it's not necessarily being a millionaire, even if it means just being in the top 5 of your your particular field that you are interested in, being in the top 10 or the top 1% of that particular space. Whether it's being a CA, whether it's just being an accountant, whether it's just being a top executive, wherever you will work one day, you're going to need to have this one little skill. Now, it actually all goes down to one little word. What's that word, you might ask? Interesting enough, there's actually a time where Warren Buffett and Bill Gates both went to have a barbecue at Bill Gates's house. Well, Bill Gates's dad's house, to be more exact. So Bill Gates' dad realized that, wow, I got 2 of the richest men in the world right here in front of me. I wonder, let me just ask them something. So he said to them, guys, here's a piece of paper for each and every one of you, for both of you. Here's a pen. I want you to write down one word that you can say, this word was probably one of the best things that accumulated or actually contributed to my success. What one word would you write down if you said, this was it? This is what helped me to become really, really successful. Now, the trick was that they were not allowed to look at each other's words until, of course, they'd both written the words down. So they both wrote the words, and then they both handed the paper over to Bill Gates' father. So Mr. Gates looks at this paper and looks at the other paper, and he realizes that it's the same word. Focus. Okay, focus. Focus is so important. It is so important that you have that one skill to focus, because many people today get so distracted by so many things that are going on. This era that we are living in is both an era where it is the easiest and the hardest to become super successful, to become a millionaire if that's what you want, or even just to get your degree. It is both very simple and very hard at the same time. We live in an era where you can go on to Google and you can find the information that you're looking for. You can attend lectures at MIT from YouTube sitting in Limpopo. You could do all those things, but you could also, with that same phone, sit on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter for an hour and not know where the time went. You could also, with that same internet connection, download series and watch hours and hours and seasons of all your favorite series. Now, a lot of people normally, if I name a couple of the top series, they've mentioned that they've watched that, and watched that one too. All of the series, sometimes even more than once. And you know that sometimes one episode could take a couple of hours. Now, if you just literally sum them all up, you realize that, wow, you maybe spent about 400 to 500 hours of this year watching series or something. So these things can happen so easily without us knowing, and that's what makes it so hard right now. The other thing, of course, is that there's also a lot of opportunities and a lot of little projects you could start, a lot of fun exercises that you can start to get involved with, things that look appealing at face value, but could actually also contribute to your demise in terms of that one big goal that you might have had. What are these things? Let's make an example of the wild. The lion has to hunt, and today the lion is looking for a buffalo. So the lion, in looking for this buffalo, arrives and sees a herd of buffalo all around. But guess what? There's so many of them to pick from, and all of them look good. The buffalo, the first lion, what does it do? It decides to creep up, and then run at full speed, trying to catch a buffalo. And as it's getting closer to this buffalo, another buffalo comes past, looking extra juicy, but it passes by very close this way, and now it decides to leave that one, start chasing this one, and it goes after this one, and goes, and as it's about to arrive at this juicy one, a scrumptious buffalo goes past that way, and he's like, oh no, let me get that one instead. And it just keeps on running after these guys. Guess what? The other buffalo, they're not out of breath. One buffalo takes a sprint, gets to relax because the lion changed direction. And so this hunt goes until the lion is out of breath. And then the lion has not caught anything, but everything ran away. And tonight it will sleep empty-handed. And many people live their lives like this. They go about having used so much energy, having tried so hard, and not quite making it, not quite getting into that top 1% that you wanted to get into, not quite getting into the dean's list. Maybe that's what you're interested in right now, or maybe you're just interested in passing, but there's so much going on that sometimes passing itself looks optional. So what I'm saying is that there's often so many other little things, other little distractions that can get in the way, and if we are like the first lion, then we might end up using all of that energy, all of that effort, and not quite having much to show for it. What happens with lion number 2? Lion number 2 exercises Bill Gates and Warren Buffett's first principle to success: focus. What they do is they lock in on one buffalo and then they creep in. Have you seen a lion's eyes? It literally focuses on that one buffalo, creeping slowly but surely, going closer and closer to its target. And when it thinks it's close enough, it attacks, and then it's now sprinting towards it. Guess what? There's many other buffalo running this way and that way, but this lion is fixed on one particular buffalo. It keeps on going and sprinting, and it knows that it's getting tired, but also is the target. All of us are making sure that we're doing this one little thing, and we're doing it to the best of our ability. But this lion keeps on going, man, until it grabs that buffalo. But it's not enough to just grab it. Then you need that last bit, that killer instinct, because so many of us have had things and have had them slip out of our hands because we lost focus in the last moments. Right when you got it, now you're thinking it's time to relax. That's not time to relax, according to the lion of the wild. It grabs it, sinks its teeth into it, wrestles with it, because it's gonna get ugly. You're gonna need to have that killer instinct, even during exam time, when you could be doing any other thing and you'd saying no. Killer instinct this time. Even when your friends are like, yo, let's do a Jerusalem challenge, let's go. Baba, it's not time to dance right now. It's time for me to focus. COVID-19, everything's happening. I'm trying to build this life thing. And you focus in, and you make sure that you gonna do this regardless, and you gonna pay the price regardless. Then you can be like that second lion who actually gets that buffalo and actually gets to walk home with a prize. So what I'm saying is that there's a prize to be won in this life thing as well. But it belongs to the focused. It belongs to the people that have that killer instinct, that are like that second lion, that focus in on that particular target. And for that moment, nothing else matters. While that lion is busy focusing in on this target, even if an attractive lion walks past, it's like, no, Baba, not now. Right number, wrong time. I'm focused right now, and I'm going to make sure I get this thing that I'm here to get. So I'm here to tell you that you need that killer instinct, that focus, that extra focus, so that you can achieve extraordinary things, because the difference between the ordinary and the extraordinary is a little extra. And if you got a little extra and you put in a little extra effort, extra research, extra time, then you can also start to have extraordinary things. You can start earning that extra income. You can start buying those extravagant things. You need a little extra in your life. So that's very important, that you exercise a little bit extra so that you can get the things that you want in life. But it's all going to come with focus. So in conclusion, in a world where you could be anything, where there's so much going on in the world right now that you can be attracted or distracted by so many things all around you, in a world where you could be anything, be focused. My name is Weza that guy, signing out.